is me, Tartarus Queen Dragoness, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing about something that pretty much has left a bitter taste in my mouth ever since I was talking about transgenderism in children last week. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, are you going to apologize and take back everything that you said in the last video? And the answer to that question is an absolute hysterical laughter in your face and the word no. That's not what I'm here for. In that video, I had exclaimed that parents who are pretty much loving of their children, not too much loving, but loving enough to accept their kid as who they are, uh, as far as like transgenderism is concerned, should oh, what's the word? Don't worry about it. Now, pretty much I would say that in that video, I was a little bit too vague with that statement. So that entire video was generally talking about transgender kids with like toxic parents and stuff like that, and crazy parents who are just like who really don't understand and who are just like totally politically correct and unhinged individuals. It wasn't really necessarily meant to be a full on video about really support for trans kids. Okay, now I do want to explain something to you. Does transgenderism exist with kids? To a certain extent, yes. Okay. But I want to give parents a chance to understand kids a little bit more. Because there is a bit of a nuance to this. And that nuance is just because your son likes feminine things doesn't automatically make them trans. There is, however, a secondary option which people seem to, I don't know, conveniently forget about. And that is the potential that your kid could be gay. Okay? Right now, nowadays, the hot topic is okay, if your son is into girly things, it means they must be, suffering from transgenderism, right? Or gender dysphoria. That's not always the case. It could be that your kid is gay. But you really don't know that for sure until your kid gets older and shows which side of the spectrum of the LGBT, and I'm never ever going to acknowledge 2S LGBTQIA+. That acronym is a fucking joke. Okay? I'm not going to explain that in this video, so I'll save it for later. Okay? So, if you suspect that your kid is basically a trans person, more often than not, they're not a trans person. Because, statistically speaking, less than 1% of people in the entire world, and I got this statistic completely wrong because I was essentially swept away with the ideology of transgenderism because I was enthralled with the fact that, oh my god, there's other people like me. Which I quickly found out that there's a bunch of people that are just not like me at all. Okay? They're not normal in the head. I mean, we've seen Chris Chan, and we've seen Marsh. I'm not like them. I'm a normal human being who just happens to be in the whole trans ideology thing. Not really trans ideology. Who just happens to be trans. Okay? Now, what part of the trans spectrum that I am on is, well, not exactly toward, not exactly full on going to do gender reassignment surgery, but I'm also gender nonconformist. I'm just expressing how I feel, and expressing like my appreciation for femininity, really. Does that make me a feminist? Do not ever lump me in with those types of people. Now, if you lump me in with the types of people that were feminists 60 to 80 years ago when it actually really mattered, probably a compliment. But if you associate myself with, what's it called? Feminism of today, I give you the middle finger. Okay? So, this is how it's going to be. For those of you parents who suspect that your child is trans, the one thing you could do is you could allocate your child into a more gender friendly, gender equality type of school. But considering the fact that I've seen a lot of instances where gender equality schools don't really adhere to your kids' needs as far as education is concerned, they're more prone to be teaching your kid more about LGBT ideology and politics than it is about teaching math and science and history and maybe art schools, maybe hairdressing, maybe something to do with preparing your kid for future endeavors, like maybe going into business with technology and all this other stuff. Okay, so in order to ease the blow that you suspect to be your child being different, more like into feminine things, I would suggest that you dress your kid in feminine clothes. Not to put ear piercings on your kid. Okay? We're going to go something a little bit more subtle. So that you acknowledge that you love your kid. You acknowledge that your kid feels acknowledged, that they are heard, that they are seen, that you acknowledge that you love them unconditionally. But later down the line, when they actually confront you and to confirm that either A, they're gay, or B, they fall under the line of transgenderism. And you don't want it to be a shock. So instead of giving your kid a girly, what is it called? Monster High, Claudine backpack, or like ear piercings, or like makeup or a dress or something like that. Don't do that. Don't. No. No, 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 no. What you could do is give him a little something. A cute little teddy bear. There's like these little dolls that are hang on to your kid's backpack, like a little keychain, stuff like that. You can give him a little bit of an adorable little animal, a panda, a little like bird with like a little flower on it. Don't go like rainbow flower. No, 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 no. That's still wrong. A cute felt bird, a teddy bear from, I don't know, from some random store with a little keychain and a heart on it. You could give them a feminine colored notebook. You could give them a pen that's feminine. You could give them I don't know, a small necklace like this. a locket, maybe a necklace with a heart on it. Something very small and something very insignificant that really wouldn't I guess make your kid a target for people who are indifferent to your child's awkwardness in the world, if I'm going to be put it bluntly or lightly. Um, just little things like that. But please, for the love of God, and I'm just going to keep stressing this out, okay? No clothes, no backpack. Just little things here and there. Now, with regards to your son dressing in high school, that's a little bit of a debate because your kid is going to end up coming to you at the age of 16, which I do suggest that you wait until. Now, I'm not no psychologist or anything like that, but I do want to stress that you can give your son feminine things over time until they hit 16. And at that point in time, you can ask the question when they turn 16. Are you gay? But by the time that the kid gets to that age of 16, if they're gay, you probably know it by the time they hit 16. And so you already readied yourself. But what about the other thing? The trans thing. 16 is when you start to confront your son if they're still into feminine things. And if they say yes, because mind you, prom is coming in about a year or two. So you as a parent need to acknowledge the fact that prom is coming. And you know as a parent that prom is a very big, important event in your son's life. So you need to come to terms at that point in time whether your son should dress in a prom dress and get all dolled up and beautiful and stuff like that. And have a good cemented set of friends that will protect your son from any type of harm that comes their way. Mind you, there's also going to be a guy friend in that group. There's going to be a very good guy friend in that group. Guarantee you that's going to end up happening. And trust me, that guy friend is going to be the difference maker to protect your son. That is going to be a big difference maker. I mean, no parent wants to have their child get hurt because they're part of the LGBT community. No parent wants to do that. So you need to prepare your kid not only for you to accept them as how they are, but you also need to prepare them mentally and socially by getting friends that like your son for who they are, regardless of their outwardly appearance. And they would protect them. I think for the most part, you need to prepare your son for that. You're a feminized son. And honestly, you should be proud of the fact that you raised such a beautiful child to be able to handle themselves and tackle the real world. Not only will they be able to be educated in things of like technology or Maybe not psychology. I think psychology might be the wrong way to go. Politician, I know. Uh, just to be like an honorary member of society. Nothing political or anything like that. Maybe be a hairdresser. Maybe be the next Versace. Maybe your kid's gonna go into like information technology, engineering, robotics. I don't know. Tax collector, IRS. That would be funny if your kid could actually claim that you as a parent could you know have to pay taxes to the IRS, and it's your son who is now feminized comes to your door and says, "Hey, I'm the IRS. I guess what? I'm the IRS. I'm here to bill you or have you arrested." That would be funny. But but in all seriousness, though, in all seriousness, though, that's what you should do as a parent to your kid that's different in the world. Okay, just I would never jump to conclusions early on in life, but just do the small things. Just do the little things, and that they would be a very happy and healthy individual. So, with that said, I hope that was a very satisfactory of a response to some of the cringeness that I have left out in the past video. So, request que te pache. Have a good day.